Bitcoin and space, man. The CBDC nightmare. Elon Musk trolls us all with Dogecoin again. OPEC oil cuts, very serious stuff, and much more. Okay, so first and most obviously, the critically important news for the day, for crypto, for everything. Elon Musk has turned Twitter, the Bird app, into the Doge app. After open sourcing the Twitter algorithm, Elon Musk made the surprise move to also change the Twitter logo from the bird to that of the Dogecoin, dog. And in true meme coin fashion, this actually pushed the price of Doge up by over 20% in just a matter of minutes. Stay classy, crypto. This, of course, is in part response to the $250 million class action lawsuit against Elon Musk, claiming that he has unfairly manipulated the price of Dogecoin with his tweets over time. You know, so there you go. In other fun news, Bitcoin ZK proofs, taking Bitcoin to, well, the moon, kind of, to space in general. Ethereum went big into ZK proofs last week with launches from Polygon and their ZK EVM and Matter Labs and ZK Sync. But Bitcoin is going bigger. ZK proofs on the Bitcoin network will be broadcast from space. Space, man. Cool. In a partnership with ZeroSync and Blockstream. Imagine a world where Bitcoin is made from the steaming, flaming hearts of volcanoes in El Salvador and then broadcast worldwide through space. Cool stuff, man. Blockstream satellite already provides free global access to the Bitcoin network, even in places without internet access. Bitcoin is truly the money of the world. ZeroSync is using ZK proof technology from Starkware to help scale the Bitcoin network. Now, ZeroSync is expecting to make the first broadcast from space by the end of the year. Co-founder of ZeroSync has said the Bitcoin network didn't scale well until now. Proof systems like Stark's have been invented, applying them to generate a proof of Bitcoin's chain state, and broadcasting it via satellite can bring Bitcoin to almost everyone in the world. Very cool. Very exciting. This is part of how Bitcoin becomes global currency. In other big Bitcoin news, the US government is selling their Bitcoin. Bad move, guys, bad news. The government, they've been holding 41,491 Bitcoin from a Silk Road confiscation. They just sold 9,861 of those Bitcoin, leaving with around 31,000 Bitcoin to go. And yes, they're planning to sell every single one of those Bitcoins across 4 more batches throughout the rest of the year. Anyway, while the government selling Bitcoin is not in itself like that crazy of a story, man, what I find quite ironic is that they sold the Bitcoin on Coinbase. And at the same time that they're selling Bitcoin on Coinbase, another government agency, the SEC, is suing Coinbase. Come on, you can't make this crap up. Also, we're seeing more countries de-dollarizing around the world. And with around 1 year to go until the next Bitcoin halving, you know, the US government, they're out there selling their Bitcoin. You know, maybe you guys should just hold on to that for a while. You might want to have it later. But look, all this isn't really that big of a surprise given the recent regulatory crackdown on crypto, not just from the SEC, also the CFTC going after it. And of course, there's Elizabeth Warren. She's out here building her anti-crypto army of, I guess, grandmas. But man, for someone who doesn't like crypto, she sure does talk a lot about crypto, doesn't she? Closet crypto lover, man. No, probably not. She's actually just pushing her real agenda to get you into the deadly, suffocating embrace of central bank digital currencies, Orwell's nightmare money. But more on that in a minute. Now, before we get into the charts, if you are a trader, then you need to grab yourself an account over on BYBIT. Awesome futures markets, great spot trading, altcoin markets, wildly popular copy trading, up to 30,000 for bucks and bonuses, and a limited time offer if you deposit $100 or more and you make a trade. Then you actually go in the draw to win a $1,500 cash prize. Use the link down below to claim this limited time offer. Okay, now let's talk charts. I want to share a few charts with you here. So at the time of recording, Bitcoin was still basically stuck in its range between $26,700 and $28,500. Now, until we get a real move in either direction that puts us basically with a daily candle close above or below the red boxes on the chart here, then I really don't expect anything crazy for Bitcoin, and certainly for the altcoin markets, right? We need to really establish that strong direction. Is this the real deal we're breaking out or not? But right now, 28K has become the big number to beat. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. It is the big mid-cycle support line from 2021. Now that key line of support is once again acting as resistance. We need to flip that, probably retest it. When we do, that will be a very bullish move. Looking at the monthly chart, we can see Bitcoin is once again as well crossing the 21-week exponential moving average. Now, the last two times that this happened was right at the start of a major market move, a major bull cycle kicking into play, basically. Past obviously does not dictate the future. We could always see a big fake out happen here, but still pretty noteworthy to see if we do find that rhyme within history. I could say something similar here too about the 50 mark, or the midway point on the RSI. In previous cycles, when the monthly RSI has crossed 50, then a major rally has always followed. Again, past does not dictate the future, but it sure does rhyme sometimes. We're currently sitting basically just at 50. Now, Bitcoin just needs to decide if it's going to break up or down from the ranges currently stuck in. Fingers crossed for up, but I'm ready to buy down too. Now let's talk about how the end of cash is getting closer as Australia makes a big move towards its cashless future. So Big Four Aussie bank ANZ has announced that it will be ending in-branch cash withdrawals and deposits in several of its branches. In-branch transactions for banks have basically been declining anyway. In fact, they've gone down by more than 50% over the past 4 years. Part of that's due to COVID, right? But instead, the bank's going to be pushing customers towards ATMs. But here again, we find a problem. ATM machines in Australia have also declined, falling from a high of 14,000 back in 2017 down to around 6,000 in 2022. Cash payments have also fallen from 59% in 2007 to just 27% in 2019, and the Reserve Bank of Australia now estimates that just 13% of transactions in 2022 were done with cash. Crazy stuff, man. That's a halving in just 3 years since the start of the pandemic. Why does all of this matter? Well, Australia is currently piloting its CBDC, or central bank digital currency, and it's expected to give an update on this by the middle of the year. And Australia is not alone. There's dozens of other countries that are on the verge of launching their CBDCs, right? Look, society is indeed becoming cashless, for better or worse. Heck, I hardly use cash anymore. Do you use cash on like a daily basis? Let me know in the comment section how often you're actually using cash, because I find it's pretty rare for me personally. It's all in the cards, right? But the real worry here is not so much about a cashless society. Everything's moving online, everyone's got their phones, right? But what a cashless society actually looks like and who's in charge. And right now, it's scary because central bank digital currencies, there's what being pushed forward as the solution, and they are the ultimate slave money. They can program in what you're allowed to spend your money on, when you can spend it, where you can spend it, if you're even allowed to spend it all. Say something bad on social media, oops, your account's shut down for 7 days. That money can also come with an expiry date, effectively killing savings. You either have to invest your money in the stock market or it goes to zero, it expires, and lots of other evil crap just like that. Personally, I like the volcano space Bitcoin thing a heck of a lot more. Now let's talk about the big OPEC news. OPEC Plus, in a surprise move, announced voluntary cuts to the global supply of oil starting in May. OPEC Plus, so that's Saudi Arabia, Russia, other major players, they're going to be slashing 1.7 million barrels per day until the end of the year. Now, this is a move that Saudi Arabia is calling a precautionary measure, right, to help stabilize the global oil market. And it comes after Russia, of course, decided to cut oil production by 500,000 barrels. Of course, they're part of OPEC Plus, again, until the end of 2023. Now, analysts are warning this could push oil prices back up, right? We've seen them going down, 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 and down. This could cause a new price crisis. OPEC Plus's plan for future production cuts may push oil prices toward that $100 mark again. Considering China's reopening right now, right? We have Russian outputs being cut as retaliation against Western sanctions. All this kind of stuff happening right now could cause a lot of chaos in markets. The big worry from this is that a spike in energy prices could put inflation moving back higher. And if inflation rises once again, then interest rate hikes may be longer and more severe than had been initially anticipated, which could have the knock-on effect of basically putting the market back into a risk-off attitude, essentially, that people are less likely to be YOLOing into stocks and Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff and sticking with bonds and other safer assets. Or this could all be a big nothing burger, right? It may not have the impact that some are thinking that it may, but definitely a story to keep an eye on, though, since high energy prices could cause chaos in markets. This is one of the big things, one of the big levers, right, that move international markets. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.